Welcome back, everyone, to our very third best of three of today. That is, pardon me, best of one of today. Our very third best of one of today. That is, of course, Nova Esports versus Team Swaggiolo. Ain't that a name? Ain't that a name? Team Swaggiolo. As we are going to be seeing the two Russian teams battle it out here on Mirage. Arguably a pretty good map, I'd say, for CIS teams in general. They definitely like playing their Mirage. And now we are going to be seeing teams like Swaggiolo and Nova Esports face off each other on this very same map. As we did see, pardon me, you didn't see, viewers, but Nova Esports were able to win the knife round, and with the knife round being won, they're going to be sticking on the CT side of Mirage. Can't blame them, as that is a pretty good start to be starting on. Team Swaggiolo looks like once the smoke pops, or at least those flashes do, the push will commence. Zabby's got a pretty good angle of things considering, but as they are pushing onto the side, they're doing some serious damage to Swaggiolo. Trying to pick up the kills here, spinning underneath heaven. The bomb has been dropped. This can already call it a full-on rotation, but some of the players have been gushed up. Brian trying to get a frag. Artemzo spots out Brain, and now Lasweka and Dursky. Oh, there goes Lasweka. Now Dursky's kind of stuck in a very off position. Try to get a frag, and Hartwell spots him out. You know, definitely kill Hartwell in this position, but has still a headshot angle, kind of favoring Dursky here. After all, he's the low HP player. And Hartwell, we're kind of stuck in that position. Artems, though, he's going out in the middle of the open, but how did Dursky not see him? Now he definitely should have. And now retrieving the bomb becomes a possibility. He's in ramp. But Artems still has got a pretty decent angle, you gotta admit, but he doesn't have to fight. He does not have to fight Dursky here, but he is trying to. Making some noise here is Dursky, and he's baiting out the shot. But only that, he baited out the sort of peek there from Artems. After all, he heard the player jumping down, and he's thinking, well, he's probably somewhere now making his way towards the side, so I am going to be going for the peek. But as he goes for the peek, Dursky makes his way to the left side. And so is able to spot out Nova Esports player a bit quicker, and so get the frag. So that was a good clutch. We have to admit, that was a very good clutch there from Dursky. Now they definitely have a good start here, Team Swaggiolo. Maybe not the cleanest of pistol rounds, I'll be completely honest with you. But it's still not a bad round. 3 players peeking lonesome Artems there. So you got a feel for the dude. Now, I do wonder, if you're a team like Team Swaggiolo and you've purchased up 4 SMGs and 3 of those SMGs being Mac 10s, I was maybe expecting a faster play from them, but we are seeing them in places like Short B Short being zagged. That's where the scout can do some serious damage, and this is not that bad of a setup here coming out from Nova Esports. What is happening here? Zabby just spraying through with the deal of all weapons. Just spamming mouse 1 right there, but now there's the push. Dursky with a spray transfer. Toddy Black coming in from behind of Hartwell. Might as well be getting the frag of Zabby as well, but Team Swaggiolo, the setup, the good setup that he had is now crumbling apart. It looked quite good for them from at the start, but now this has just gone quite awful for them. For me, it was quite interesting to see that, you know, Zabby, he spots out a player pushing connector. He doesn't have to. Like, he's got a pretty good angle already. Surely he's using a weapon like a Mac 10. Not a good weapon, but if he would have continued on holding that angle, I think he might have actually cut off some rotations. But it's going to be it at this point. It's going to be it. They're going to be able to save what they have here. You know, Zabby, the Deagle, Mac 10 as well. Spintic has actually recovered a UMP, but still not the greatest of holes, I say. Not the best hole, but hey, that's not that bad. As they're going to be able to keep those weapons into the next round. They're going to be able to keep the UMP on the Spintic, as well as his armor. And same goes for Zabby, except he's got a Mac 10 in his hands. And so they can continue on playing with the SMGs yet again, Team Swaggiolo, because they know that Nova Esports doesn't have the greatest of investments in a round like this. Probably not the greatest ones out there. So this should be a no-brainer. A no-brainer victory for Team Swaggy Yellow. Even if they would be pushing on either parts of the map, they should be coming out victorious. But still, you're up against Nico, you're up against Pistols. You never know if you could be running into a stack. So try to take this one slow, as we are now seeing them pushing through. Spintic being kind of stuck there. There's not much he could have done there. Tony with the frag. So Zabby still trying to accomplish something, but he's now towards CT. I don't think he's going to be having much to work with here. It's not the Mac 10. The Mac 10 versus Mac 10, and still Zabby will be taken down. So that is a pretty good round for Team Swaggy Yellow. Not losing a single individual means that they can start building up some of that economy. And now that they still have 3 of those SMGs remaining, I honestly wouldn't blame them if they would keep the SMGs. I think that's what they're going to do. And with them having the SMGs, they can think about going for a quicker play, maybe even a similarly paced round as we saw previously from them. That wouldn't be that bad of a decision in my book. Worst case scenario, heck, if you end up losing the round, an investment is inevitable. You're still going to be having loads of money. And now trying to play with the SMGs isn't that bad of an idea, except you still want to try to put the SMGs in a good fighting distance. Otherwise, if you're going to try to rush up middle like we are seeing right now, that could be a bit difficult with the SMGs. But the Brain, especially looking at his name, I'm pretty sure he's got some sort of plan going here. He's pushing through connector, Lasweka. But even though he does tag down Zabby quite low, Brain himself is going to get taken down by Pixon, who's got arguably the better angle. But now Swaggy Yellow making the push here. The SMGs are pretty much dead right now. Dursky, though, he knows there's a player down in short. They shouldn't have much difficulties of killing him. Tony Black kind of whiffing the shots there. Now Dursky, if he does wish so, definitely stick the plant here. But definitely spotted out by R10, so that's pretty much over at this point. I will say this though, that was a pretty good setup from Nova Esports in that round. They had 3 players in middle, to be exact. They had 2 players in connector, 1 towards short. Arguably, that's pretty good positions. The fact that he had 1 player, Lasweka, rushing down with the Mac 10, he's not able to accomplish anything, and Brain just being stuck between a rock and a hard place down here towards short means that Nova Esports get themselves 2 quick, easy frags. So for them, that round went accordingly well. Not so much for Swaggy Yellow, as now they seem to be trying to acquire control again. Pixon, though, does get a pretty good pick in the middle, I'll be honest with you. I wasn't really even looking towards Dursky, but now that is one of the players out of the equation. A lot of this is going to come down to the rest of the Swaggy Yellow side. And really, it's going to come down to the push on the A side. Because there is a player still in the middle. But his job is either to cut off rotations or try to come from behind. Artem, though, missing the shot, but still able to come through. Now Brain is coming in. The timing could be perfect. Takes down Zabby. Couldn't go for more. Knows that Artems is somewhere there, and he does take him down. Now they can go even plant the bomb. This is looking good for TSY. Nah, TSY. I still say it's Team Swaggy Yellow. Probably sounds a bit better. Now Pixel, he doesn't have the most amount of HP. He should be winning the duel against Brain. And with that duel being lost, means that there is no one in middle. But look at Tony Black. He's running all the way through T-spawn towards middle, because remember, the bomb, it's kind of planted for him. And they are going to try to insult the defuse. Lasweka picks up the frag. Oh no, he's almost got it! Oh, Lasweka! How does he get that no-scope? That was so fast from him! But also Tony Black, he's able to make it just in time, right before the defuse could have happened. So Team Swaggy Yellow, great round to pick up. Even though they do lose one of their individuals, Dursky, quite quickly, relatively quickly in middle. The rest of the squad is able to make it through. Lasweka, great shooting with the sniper rifle. And also pretty good decision making from Tony Black. I was quite skeptical. The fact that the bomb wasn't really planted for him, but at the same time, as he is towards short, he is able to see the wires of the diffuser, so he can just spam away through the box, and so he is able to claim the kill. Nova Esports probably not going to be happy on how that round went on. I'm pretty sure that we're expecting to maybe even come out victorious. That is a 2 versus 3, but still, they had no idea where the players could be coming from. Tony Black, though, he's in a good position to get this frag. Still gets spotted out by Zabby. But that is an AK-47 saved and a life taken away from Nova Esports. But what could we see here? What could we see from Nova at this point? They tried stacking the B bomb site, you know. They had 4 players towards B. But now that they're hearing smokes, and I do believe also flashes coming in here towards A, they're probably now thinking, okay, they're probably already taken over A bomb set, so probably at this point, if we're Nova Esports, trying to set up for exit frag doesn't sound that bad. If we're able to get, let's say, even a 1 AK-47, that'd be quite good for our side, because our money game, it's not hot. It's not looking that hot. They might have to go for another eco. Nova Esports. Will they, though? I honestly think they will. Like, purchasing up... Okay, Hardwell, is in a pretty good spot. Brainy isn't able to see him, but in the end, is able to acquire the kill. The thing about Nova Esports now is that they don't really have a lot of money in the next round as well, so I'm pretty sure Eco is an obvious choice, but I think we might just see maybe someone invest in a better pistol, someone invest in some armor, because it doesn't have to be a full Eco like previously. Because some of the players are hovering around 4,000, but the majority of over 3K, so that is pretty good. That is just the amount of money you'd like to have before making a partial buy like Nova Esports is doing right now. Hardwell? Yeah, you definitely spotted out one of the Swaggy players right there. Let's see. Oh, yeah, he's got the good angle there. Sometimes it's scary, you know, it's quite scary there to be in A apps. If there is a player close by, Zabby though! No one has to be close by if Zabby's able to hit shots like that with the deagle of all weapons. That could be a pretty good setup. Like, he might kill the jungle player, Lazueka, but if there's a player close by a palace, he might just be able to rush on in, even from under the dark area under balcony. He might just be able to get a frag into Lazueka. That could be an op salvage. But now Hardwell, yeah, he's kind of stuck here. It's pretty much a do or die spot, and he is gonna die. Choosing the latter option of the two. Okay, Nova Esports. We're now seeing them with a pretty good investment in a round like this. We are seeing the op come out here for Zabby. Hardwell is gonna be opting to buy a Mag 7. Of the weapons in Counter-Strike, you can't take a FAMAS, you can't take even an upgraded pistol, like for say the CZ, but Hardwell goes for the Max 7. But the good thing for him, that he's got a pretty good place to play with that Max 7. That is the B apartments. Being towards Van, the op, the op kind of looked like it might just be able to get a shot on Hardwell, because jump spotting, remember, even while it's jump spotting, you can get taken down. And Hardwell, as I was saying, you know, he's in a pretty good spot, being here towards the balcony, as players are still jumping down and kind of stuck in midair. He could be able to acquire a frag here, and with a Max 7, it's either that spot near balcony or pretty much under window. Zabby though, the refrags do come in here, so that's the op out of the equation. A bit dissatisfying for Nova Esports, but in the end of the day, I think a lot of this, and I mean a lot of this, is going to come down to how can Hardwell hold on with the Max 7. Now he has to back away, as he has been spotted and the players are rushing him down. Pixon though is coming from behind. They may not realize it, but now they will. But there's Tony Black with the flag of his own, taking down Spintic. This is still looking good for Team Swaggy YOLO. Space pretty much shuts down any hopes for Nova Esports to even think about a retake. with that frag and this frag as well, it's pretty much impossible as all the players are dead and Nova Esports is on the chopping block here on the first half. Already it's been a very good start for Team Swaggiolo. Nova Esports, in order to come back in this game, all they gotta do, I mean, best possible thing is, again, just think about how are we gonna be getting a better investment, and you know how? It's by doing an eco or a partial buy, if you will. As we open up the scoreboard real quick, they're gonna be hitting that maximum lose money bonus, so money isn't gonna be a big of a problem here. It's just that when the first half has kind of reached this mid portion, you would want to start seeing the CT side acquire some rounds. You don't want to be seeing such a one-sided affair. Stersky spotted out. I don't know if Stersky was spotted out, but definitely Spintic. And I'm pretty sure they killed the player in Connector, so that is the AK-47. But Space gotta be careful. They have an AK-47, and you never know. Those players still have armors. The AK can be a powerful weapon. Flash coming in it, but it doesn't blind Harville at all. If there would have been players a bit more deeper towards CT, that would have been much better, but now it's just not a possibility. Save the op. Oh, pardon me. The AK-47 for Zabby. If he's able to save the AK-47, heck, he might just be able to purchase an op for one of his teammates. And I really wonder, now that Nova Esports can pretty much go with the investment they want to go with, they try to purchase 2 AWPs, because, you know, that's definitely possible at this point. If they do wish so, they can definitely possibly buy 2 sniper rifles on the hands of Artems and, say, Pixon. Or at least give one to Zabby, but apparently no, only Artems is going to be using the sniper rifle. I guess Zabby wasn't able to find too much success, as he does get taken down, if you recall, in towards Connector, not really having any sort of backup from his teammates. But now Artems on the AWP. Where is he though? Ah, he's towards window of all places. So he's not going to be finding any action just yet, because Team Swaggiolo, if you do get to see their setup, there are no players watching middle. In fact, they've left middle completely abandoned. They're pretty much sure. If you can see what they're doing right now, Team Swaggiolo, they're putting a lot of emphasis on the A bomb site, throwing a lot of smokes, throwing a lot of utility. They're gonna try to sell a fake, but it's gonna be quite difficult if none of the players are pushing, but still it works out quite well. Nova Esports, it's a full 5-man rotation without even seeing the bomb. How on earth does this just happen? Nova Esports, you've just been bamboozled hard at this point. So much so that now they're coming in. Now they're going towards B, but it's a bit too late. The bomb has been planted, but it's still a 4 versus 5 retake. It's not that bad. They are coming in from short. Pixon to be exact. 3 players are stuck in kitchen, which isn't that good. Definitely not good for Nova Esports. But as they are making their way towards the side, there's one player that you have to be very, very careful about. That is, I think, Tony Black. From behind is Tony Black. He's able to pick up both of those frags. Team Swaggiolo absolutely bamboozling their opponents. They've just been duked. They've been bamboozled. I know I've been saying that word quite a lot, but yeah, I mean, I don't know a better word what to say. Like Nova Esports, that was, I wanted to say one simple fact. Right? If you're trying to sell a fake, you're probably not going to be able to sell a fake with, say, a couple of smokes and some sort of flashes and Molotov usage. They're still gonna fade away, and once they fade away, the players, the TSY players, are gonna notice it. But before that, a push has to come through. If they notice, well, it doesn't look like the sort of push is happening here, we just might have to be the ones to check for intel. They didn't do it. They just waited for the smokes and flashes to bloom, and even then waited a bit, and then they realized, wait a minute, maybe this isn't a full A bomb site execute as it might have seemed at the first. Well, let me tell you something, it definitely wasn't. But for me, the most probably interesting factor is that Team Swaggiolo didn't have a single player. A single player trying to sell the fake by pushing out. That is so weird. The fact that it works out, beautiful. Brain though. He is making his way, spots out the head of one. There's still players down in Ram. Artem's doing such a good job with the FAMAS. Picking up Reed. That's also the op. Could go for more. And he picks up 4 kills already. Artem's though, I was thinking, right, he's the last defender. What more can he do? He's only got the FAMAS, but he does pick up 3 kills with the FAMAS. He also gets a kill with the op. And now Tony Black. That's a pretty good smoke. I believe that should land there for jungle. Tony Black has one more frag. Spinting though with the FAMAS. Popping in and popping out. Artems, that was your round, buddy. Absolutely beautiful stuff. The fact that he's able to survive for that long and still make this a doable situation for Nova Esports is really insane. Congrats to him, man. Congrats to his team. Team Swag YOLO, they kind of screwed up there. Like, they kill one guy towards the ram, and they weren't expecting the other one. And that is a mistake. A huge mistake. But I have to give, at the same time, also credit for Team Swag YOLO, the players that were coming from Palace. They definitely did their job entering their way onto the side, as they are able to kill the CT guy, right? They did all right in my book. They did all right. It's just the Ram players kind of messed up. Messed up big time. Oh, Tony Black. Kinda, I think it was, yeah, he was watching the angle, but he himself didn't even realize that had to be so fast. Artems though, watching window, hears the player, sees the player, and all he's got to do is just click with mouse 1. That is one guy dead, but look at the rest of the Team Swag YOLO side. They are pushing on the safe bomb side. No one's really helping out Zabby though. Even our players in CT, they both get taken down. Space doing such a good job now with the bomb being planted. Artems with the Molotovs though, the bomb it will be planted, it has to back away. Now Dursky and Lasweka are gonna take the fighting connector. They lose that one. Now it's all up to Lasweka. Picks up one more, but Artems, I think he might have jumped up on the ticket booth just a little bit. I don't think that was a full-on jump spot, a jump shot. Yeah, that was still quite a crazy shot from Artems. Yeah, Nova Esports, but they're finally making it work. They're finally making it work. I will say this though, the Team Swag YOLO, they've still got money. Like, money for them, it's not an issue, right? For them, money isn't that big of an issue. But you still have to be careful, right? You don't really want to be giving away too much momentum for a team like Nova Esports, because you're pretty much crushing them every single round. But these past couple of rounds, they've been much more closer than usual. Oh, Artem's great movement from him. I don't think he's gonna be able to capitalize it off that much. But that was a pretty good fight. The cross does come in. I'm quite surprised that even though the flash popped, the cross didn't come in a bit quicker, because really, Artems could have capitalized on it and get a frag. Well, connect the smoke. A very well placed smoke. Team Swag YOLO do know their smokes. So now Zabby definitely can't be gathering any sort of intel towards the mid part of the map. There's also smoke towards short. It tells me, it pretty much screams that Team Swag YOLO are gonna be pushing towards A. They killed the mid guy. Artem's still doing damage, picks him with a crucial frag. And now the rest of the Team Swag YOLO side is just gonna be having it difficult. Lasweka and Dursky, there's nothing much more they can do. Spintic down in short. 2 players in CD. Absolutely difficult round for Team Swag YOLO. So Nova Esports is able to have 34 rounds. Not that bad on the CD side. You can definitely think about capitalizing the last 2. That's what I'd say. Terror side team this round again. We see them take up mid control. The good thing for them is that Artems didn't try to challenge them. I think he tried to challenge them, but it didn't really work out for him. Picks the dough, picks through for the smoke. There was still very much a gap in that smoke. I'm pretty sure it was dropped by Team Swag Yolo, but now they're going to be changing up the pace. They're going to be going for a very fast push on the A site, and it's a good refrag, but even quicker from Pixen and Zabby. Zabby's actually able to get that frag down in the middle. Tony Black is pretty much out of the picture. Like, Tony Black, he's been good, all right. He's been quite stellar when it comes down to lurking, and the round lurks quite old school get right, if you will. But now that he's stuck in this 1 versus 4, like, it's quite a difficult clutch, especially with Artems. It's holding the angle. Team Swag Yolo. It's pretty much, yeah, at the same time, it's pretty much the last one for them on their T side, but same goes for Nova Esports. It's the last round on the CT side, and to be honest with you, I'm liking the stuff from Nova Esports. They finally made it possible. Now they're looking like a much more stable team. The fact that they have 5 rounds in a, well, not in a row, 4 rounds in a row from the horrendous or the streak of rounds that they had is definitely great to see. One thing that bothers me is that Team Swag Yolo hasn't made their rounds as, so to speak, one-sided as they used to be. I don't know, it's the confidence thing. Team Swag Yolo aren't looking that good. Tony Black, though, I think Artem's tried to sort of one-shot him close by, but Tony Black will get the frag. And now the rest of the Team Swag Yolo side, oh, Tony Black, this is huge stuff from him. The B side has got 2 defenders. He can definitely kill one of them. Could go for more. Doesn't check his left. Finally does. 3 kills for Tony. If he does wish to go for more, that's the 4th kill for Tony. And let me guess, the ace as well as Tony Black. Single-handedly able to win the round for Team Swag Yolo. Yeah, that... man, that name. Well... Tony, like I was saying, like sometimes the sort of lurks that he's been getting and the T-side and Mirage are absolutely insane. But this wasn't necessarily a lurk, like he kills the guy in window. And then I think, well, if this is a 2-1-2 setup, and for say I make my way towards the B side, they may not be expecting me just yet, and you know what, they weren't. He kills the guy underneath window, kills the guy behind the side, and then goes for the flankers. Man, Tony, that was so quick from him. What a very fast ace as well. But now Nova Esports, well, they're gonna have to work with 5 rounds here on the T side. Not so that is impossible, but 5 rounds on the T side are still quite decent. Obviously, could have been more, but 5 rounds, they're gonna have to do. Nova Esports, we are already seeing the push happen. It's quite a simple one, in fact. There is a smoke being deployed from Nova. I don't know where it is. Ah, it's towards jungle. That's not that bad of a place to be throwing the smoke, as now they can plan towards CT because they took CT control. So far, so good for for Nova Esports, right? But now it's really gonna come down to the CT players. How many are there? 2 of them. Look at the towers that they have here, but still, the trades, they're favoring Team Swag Yolo. Space, though, takes down the Tetris guy all up to Zabby. This is so difficult for Zabby. And they're just players coming in from all angles, from connector as well as from CT. Is there? Yeah, there is enough time to defuse the bomb. That is not that big of a deal.
Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win.
But the fact that, hey, you know, the bomb has been planted, Nova Esports can now be happy that, hey, they've got some more money coming into this round. So probably if we equal this one out, we should be able to have AK-47s on the next round. I think if you're Nova Esports, that's what you're going to be waiting for. Well, Nova Esports, they're actually going to walk out slowly here towards Ram. They may not expect that, but now they definitely see it. Lasweka allowing one to pass through. Definitely could have maybe allowed a couple more players to come back through him, but now Brain with the spread and a free kill, a free K for him. He's able to pick up all the players right there. All he's got to do is just hold on to Mouse 1, and he's able to get the frags. So now Team Swaggy this time around, they're going to be facing a fully armored and fully equipped Nova Esports side. Well, when I say fully equipped, really, I talk about the AK-47s because in the utility department, I wouldn't say that things are looking too good for them. In fact, they're not looking too good, I would say. Oh, but the setup from Nova Esports, they're expecting a similar push from Team Swaggy. If there's no flash for top mid, peeking there doesn't make a lot of sense there. And there's free players from Nova. What an interesting setup from their side. I think, oh, there comes a blue flash. There's kind of stuck right there. Black is able to get a frag, but now look, free players are dead. Now Space is gonna have to do some heavy lifting. Does pick up one more frag. That fast, Sabi's already up in connector. So now they gotta make the serious choice here in Nova Esports. Where do we go? And I would say they're not picking the right side, because you know what? Brain, he is on the A side. He's gotta put himself in a good position right now. Let it be. Oh, I was thinking, oh, it might be Ninja Box, but it's gonna be under Balk. Not that bad of a spot. But Brain, if they do check him, which I'm pretty sure they will. He wants out the shadow first, though. Knows there's gotta be someone nearby. Picks up the frag. Let's go for more. Almost kills Zabby, as he only survives with 4 points of health. Oh, gee, that could have been the round for Team Swaggy. Rightfully so. Rightfully so. Looks like at least not yet. It's gonna be Nova to come out top. And looks like in a round like this, Team Swaggy actually gotta be going for the investment, even though a couple of their players don't have the most amount of money. But the investment, I guess it's not that bad of a choice, because hey, you have players like Brain, you have players like Dursky with the M4s. You still have a decent amount of utility. Tony Black pushing out here by her lonesome, but at the same time gathering so much intel. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. And now if he's gonna continue holding that angle, it's a very good angle for at least one kill there. Screwing that up is impossible and just get flashed like Brain just did right here. In his point of view, backing away is probably the obvious choice. Let them take mid control. Because Nova Esports, if you're having out 3 guys here and trying to find them all is very, very difficult. I do wonder though, how are they going to be using mid control? I think they're going to be in a similar case that we saw from Team Swaggy in the past, where they had players from Connector as well as Ramp go for the push. The thing about Nova Esports push is that they have barely any sort of utility, right? Like, the push will commence, right? But they only have a couple of flashes, and that may not be good enough. They've already used pretty much all of them except for Hardwood's one, but look at the player who's naps. That is obviously Lasweka. He's in a very good spot. The bomb, it will be planted. Lasweka's got to be careful. He's able to pick up one, goes with the spray, picks up a second one at that. So now it's going to come down to Hardwell, Airman Pixon, and Hardwell's going to drop dead. Pixon now is in a horrible spot in the UMPs. Lasweka and Tony Black. Now they of course can upgrade their weapons to the more prestigious AK-47s. And so Team Swaggy 13th round for them. Not to say that Nova Esports made a bad decision in that round. No, not at all. That was still a pretty good decision, but the problem is, the biggest problem is the player in A-Apps, right? He made such a mess of things. If there would not have been a player in A-Apps, that round is still quite doable for Nova Esports. But in that scenario, yeah, it's pretty much gone. From the moment you see a guy in A-Apps and the bomb being planted, and no one really checked that part of the map. The round was pretty much over. This round, though, it's probably gonna be going in favor of Team Swaggy, right? You have these pistols in the hands of Nova, which isn't that bad, but they could be having much better weaponry, like the AK-47s, which are arguably much better guns. But now rocking these pistols, I would honestly just wouldn't mind just to see Nova Esports maybe try to go for a stack play, like have 5 players and then rush on either of the sides, whether it be the B-bomb side or A-bomb side. A palace in that regard is sometimes good. You can have, say, someone throw a smoke spawn towards CT, throws a smoke, and 4 guys rush out palace. That could be good, at least for a bomb plan. But they are doing some damage here. Those are just, like I said, pistols, but damage being dealt, but Space still goes in with a white peak. Able to claim the frag, yes, but he's quite low in HP, so he's got to be careful. Like, you don't want to give away too much for your opponents. There we go, bet Space with the frag. They're now gonna have to commit at this point. Like, it's only 20 seconds. Like, Zabby's on the other part of the map. I think he's gonna be able to get an M4, but if he doesn't die in that situation, then I'm sorry, but he's gonna have to die, because if he would have stick with the M4, I don't think he would have been able to make a purchase, a real purchase in the end. So yeah, Nova Esports, this is important, right? This is very important investment from their side. Them having AK-47s is pretty good, alright? But we have to note one very simple thing. That if they don't win this round, they might have to face economical issues, and at that point, Team Swaggy would have had 15. And that is, of course, a very scary prospect for Nova. And with them having very little utility, they're going to try to make this round fast. And that is much better to see than teams that they purchase up a bunch of utility, don't use it, and then rush out onto the side. That is a bit triggering to see. But when Nova do it, I'd say it's a bit more respectable at this point. Smoke's gonna bloom. Push come in. Lasweka drops dead. They don't really have no one on the side, so Hardwell may not be in such a good position as he might have thought he will, but he does take down Brain. So I guess it isn't that bad at the same time. Dursky's up and connected. That is a pretty good flash, all things considering. Already they're gonna be having the flank being watched. Team Swag YOLO can actually commit to this retake here. A lot of this, and I mean a lot of this, is going to come down to, again, Black. He is coming from behind, but Artemis picks up a frag. Tony Black takes down the player who was watching the behind, and yeah, looks like Space and Tony Black already backing away.
Terrorists win.
Team Swag YOLO, again, they're making the sort of investment where we had seen from them previously. I think they had like 2 on 4s, maybe an AWP and 2 or so UMPs. And the investment, it worked out for them, right? It did work out for them after all. In this scenario, it is looking quite similar, but they do have the decent weapons, alright? The decent weapons are in their pockets. So Nova Esports. Ooh, some flashes coming in. Flashes. Dursky goes for the peak, picks up 2 with the help of Brain, of course. That is already very good for Nova. Oh, pardon me, for Team Swaggy. After all, they needed something going for them, and the fact that they were playing passively on the sides mean that getting frags like that could be massive. And now again, they can continue on playing passively, and that should be enough to win the round. It's a 3 versus 5 after all. And Nova Esports, like, all they can do at this point is try to regroup and try to hit the side. I think that's what they're gonna do right now. Don't really like the fact that they have two players in Palace. They could get mowed down relatively easily. Picks up one of them. Zabby don't make it a fight, but they still have Molotovs on the side of Team Swaggiolo. And they're still not sure if this is a full commitment to the A side, but now as Hardwell drops dead, Zabby's somewhere in A out of smoke. He is gonna drop dead as well, and Team Swaggiolo will claim the 15. And this... Now this is pretty bad. Look at the money. Just look at it. They barely have any money. Look. They're going to be able to make the investment of an AK-47 and 2 Galils. The rest of the guys rocking pistols, but in terms of weaponry, it's not looking that good. And in terms of utility, it's looking outright awful at this point. Yeah, it's not good. It is not good for Nova. If they foresee a lucky pick somewhere, I guess that's a possibility. Like the one that Artems just got here. Still able to sneak past through. Goes back to Ram. That is a lucky pick. Congrats, Artems. Ooh, the nade. Oof. I was honestly thinking it might be a bit more damaging, but... Minus 12 points of health for Pixon. I guess that isn't that bad. But Nova Esports, you know, now with them having the opening pick, they might just have a bit more confidence on entering the sites. Dursky, though, I wouldn't say this is too necessary from him. Tony Black as well, going for the push. What is going on from Team Swaggiolo? It's not like they have to make the plays at this point. One of them, maybe, but not all three at the same time. As that is just awful. Yeah, brain. He's gonna drop that. I don't know what to say at that point. What were they thinking, the Team Swaggiolo players? Like I saw Dursky pushing up middle, Tony Black pushing up apps, B apartments, and I think it was one A side player who was pushing maybe Ramp or Palace. Either way, that was so weird, and that's the thing. Nova Esports, the players that were holding the angles, just get frags one by one by one. And that's of course great to know. Oh, Tony Black definitely spots out the player right there. Will win the engagement with the UMP of all weapons. And of course he will take that M4 to his name and get the hell out of there. Okay. Tony Black was thinking, okay, I get that M4 for my team. I'm gonna drop it for one of my teammates that's got more HP. And as he also gets given an UMP, someone takes it away as well. But he does find his own UMP that he had previously while he's killing the guy, Spintic, in A Palace. So it's not as bad as one might think. But Nova Esports, this isn't the start they were probably looking for. Will he push here? Probably so Hardwell, because he also got a teammate like Zabby here on the site. So this is looking still pretty good for Nova Esports, but they have to check some of the more crucial angles. They do check him though, Zabby! Talk about crucial frags, and Space now gets taken down. Now this round is looking quite bad here. Durstill gets... Is that a tag to the head of Hardwell? I do wonder. If that is the case, the UMP, and the powerful weapon. But yeah, Tony Black, Dursky, I don't expect much from these players. Remember, this wasn't a full-on buy from Team Swaggiolo. It was just some of the players investing here. In a way, it was a partial buy, because they still have a decent amount of money, alright? So something tells me Team Swaggiolo. Yes, they give away one more round here for... Oh, that was a pretty good camera angle in the end. Not bad stuff. But yeah, talking about Team Swaggiolo, this isn't looking too good for them, right? The round previously, but that was a partial buy. Now they have a proper investment coming in here. So things are a bit shaping up a bit better. Still have the two UMPs, which aren't the best of weapons, but we have seen Tony Black make work of the UMP that he has owned. So it's definitely not the worst thing in the world. Lazueka, though, we have to have our eyes on Lazueka at this point. We got to see if he's able to get any sort of entry frags going, though. Zabby! What is that push from him? That is so aggressive. And now he's kind of stuck there, so he should be taken down. There we go. Brain is able to get the frag. That was so weird. Like, Zabby, you get the frag and you get the hell out of there. You run back into your smoke. That is a godsend for your squad. But before dying, Zabby does soften up one of the players' brain. Look at the rest of the Nova Esports side. They're going to be going towards B. Tony Black, he is going to get... No, he's not going to get blinded, but he is low on HP. There's nothing much he can do. The majority of the players were on the A part of the map, so I guess you could say it's RIP. It is definitely RIP for these guys. Saving is the way to go. I think Lazueka wants to try and get a frag if possible, but yeah, try to save if possible. Oh boy, now that's... Whew, that was a very good angle from Lazueka. I honestly haven't seen one of the operas use an angle like that. That was so tight. Very tight indeed. Okay, I guess we could give some credit for a team like Nova Esports because they're making the second half a bit more competitive than the first half, arguably. So I guess it's also due to the fact that he had, you know, momentum starting to build up on the latter stages of the first half, and now it has kind of spilled through on this second half. And now with 10 rounds on the terrorist side, they still have 5 to go to make overtime a possibility, but can't. They're gonna be facing TSY with a bye. Yes, he does. Zabby spots out Dursky, but Tony Black is in a somewhat good position, is good for the one frag. But it is problematic that the bomb has been spotted. Nova Esports, all they gotta do now is that even though they will commit, Space gets tagged down quite a bit. Ooh, Bogdan. Nice, that's good to see. The Bogdan's rule is still in place in Counter-Strike. Yes. Oh, that's quite weird. But we have to give credit for Nova Esports. Like I said, you know, they're making the second half that tad bit more competitive. Dursky, I'm quite surprised that he wasn't able to pick up a frag in the position he was in, but Team Swag YOLO. I think this is the round where we're probably not going to be seeing an investment from their side. Probably. It's just going to have to be a partial buy from some of the players. Ooh. Okay. Team Spike Yellow, no, they're still gonna go for it. The investment is gonna happen. I don't know if, I don't know if this was a good choice from Team Swag YOLO. Like, we need to understand one very simple concept that if they would have just tried to save up at least for one round, then all the players would be having M4s. Much more utility, and all would have the fuse kits. They're still gonna try to win the aim duels with the M4s that they do have, the FAMASas that they own, and actually, Nova Esports is playing this one quite well. They are expecting that, okay, Team Swag Yellow, they're probably not, again, they're probably not gonna be having that good of a buy, so they might try to go for